Hello, this is Vulturefire, and for today's video I wanted to do a cleaner outside influence video because the existing ones I have are for my full playthrough save, which is the one I currently swapped to, which I was working on trying to level up a bunch of characters that were level 1, and obviously being at level 1 made it much harder for me to actually win first try. And I wanted to have a cleaner video with where you would actually want to be at when you're doing this quest. So, I'm going to replay outside influence. We do have a maxed forge. We do have a maxed collection, but I believe I am mostly using new cards that you'll have easier access to. I'm going to cut the pocket shield because I know that is a later unlock. Aside from that, this deck is using, so it's an increasing stab deck, so our main game plans, we are just going to play increasing stab over and over again. We're going to use we're on live patch, not on beta patch. So if you've been watching my streams, there are relevant differences. Most notably, Frost Enchantment is still common. So if you have Frost Enchantment, we have combat ready. That will let us redraw the increasing stab. And then we do have a card pool, which I often don't build with, but I have here. Let's see, how is that on? Right, okay, good. On live patch, that is still. Mystical Torrent Plus is still as good as I thought it was. So the card pool is not the most relevant because ultimately we are just trying to find and play increasing stab over and over again. Probably want Blazing Ritual here. I don't know the worst Sanctuary deck actually. I think it's actually probably fine. I don't know when Blazing Ritual unlocks though. I don't want to include too many of the cards that unlock later because the goal here is for this to be fairly easy to do. So we're just going to stick with this. So the most important thing to know. Oh, I should cut the Umbral Rites because that is a card that requires a relatively difficult quest to unlock, and I don't want this video to require you to have done that. So we're going to cut the Umbral Rites because it unlocks from the special meal quest. It is an obscenely powerful card on life patch. It is like the most powerful card in the game, bar none. Umbral Rites Plus is, but we're not going to work with it. Okay, so increasing stab. We are on depth 4. Oh no, I picked the wrong quest to start. It's not outside influence. It's Final Confrontation. That's the one I meant. The depth 4 quest. Okay, so we're fighting regular Mudrera, we're fighting Destruction and Dread. Dread's kind of annoying because we will have to deal with the turn 1 Invincible. But that's fine. We're going to go Ramparts. We're not going to activate the idol, the Shrine, because it's not the point. We aren't fighting Crystal Dragon. If you really want to make this easy, you reset the run until Crystal Dragon is your boss in Crystal Valley so that you can force out Cornered Strike. Without access to that, I don't think it matters much which of the two we pick. But if we go Crystal Valley, we don't have to deal with Evasion, which is very relevant. We are going Ramparts because there are strike draw cards there. And yeah, here we go. Oh, right. There's tutorial messages because I just haven't opened this save in a while. Let's see, starting item, definitely the Tabard, I think. Because, yeah, we don't care about extra damage taken, and the critical chance is great. We have to defeat Mudrera in the Vortex, just means we have to get to the end of the run. Alright, so Enraged Persistence is very good. We're going to try and get that. Aside from that, we could just take all of the events, but we get 3 events either way. We wouldn't hate an Undying Persistence. Okay, so draw into the increasing stab. You can get that evasion. Should also remember that I have that. So as soon as we get that one killed, we can do that. That's not the card we're looking for. We cannot take any strikes. That's very important. This is not bad. This gives us critical, which is just going to up our damage output, which is nice. That's pretty good. This is also not bad. But that will just give us a little bit more value out of stab. And yeah, the guaranteed crits are obviously nice. If I do this, it's going to summon, which is annoying. I don't want to deal with the summon here. Let's play weak. And then I think we're just going to try and finish off next turn. Annoying. We don't have mana. Let's see, maybe we'll get lucky. Alright, we did. Because now... Oh, that's still... Okay, yeah, now that is lethal because we have the guaranteed crits and the vulnerable. It means we didn't have to deal with the summon. These are both pretty solid. We just kind of generally want more strike draw. And the Envenom is decent for helping us strip Purity. We have the level 7 Mirley passive, so we were able to evade the shock. Getting back into hidden can be an issue sometimes, but it's not a huge concern. Oh, the advantage, by the way, of avoiding the Haunted Memory is that it is a way to get mana that we can draw off combat ready. And we're just going to do this, which is not going to kill, but the poison should finish it off. Oh, right, and we already had the poison from Venom, so you can see how easy these fights are. I don't really want another combat ready, but it's fine. Don't hate this. But I spend all of our mana every turn anyway. As you've seen, like, running out of mana can be a concern. I think we just got... Do we want the third combat ready? I don't know that we want the third combat ready. Next thing we want to do is we want to... The first thing we want to upgrade is the increasing stress. The increasing step. Yeah, we'll go and play that. Starting to be made over whether or not it's worth doing that. Unfortunate draw here. Wow, really unfortunate. There we go. There's only so many times we can fail to draw into the thing that is most of our deck. Playing that gives us wits even if we don't get value, and then we'll go and do that. Which, we actually get the kill here. Guaranteed crits are really good, it turns out. Resourcefulness is good. Both these are sold. We'll take the resourcefulness. We're going to upgrade the increasing stab. Does more damage, scales faster. I think we're going to take a reroll token here. Because I don't have anything I super want to cut. We could... okay, reroll token's not great here because there's two different things in the fight, so we can't guarantee the thing we want. This because I don't really want to transform the other things. Hoping to find... Nope, did not find mana. Next one we should still be fine, but it's possible to get really unlucky. Yeah, we did not. We do at least get one strike draw. Alright, we lose all our mana. Fortunately, we did evade. And this is what that's for. And yeah, Fan of Skull just makes things that much easier. Big fan of Mystical Torrent. Might upgrade that next. If we do middle and then top, we get Frenzy for the next fight, which will make this fight even easier. I think we get rid of that. I don't think we need it this turn. And we will take our... Oh, right, we will be fatigued for the frenzy turn, which is unfortunate. I should have been paying more attention. Let's just transform that. Not quite a kill, but the bleed will not be a big concern because we just need to play. Actually, this will kill. Goodbye. We could use some actual mana. Extra mana cards. That's not super easy. Well, we do have a way to get allies. That should be fun. I don't really care about any of these. That is okay. Give us extra damage. Alright. That actually works out nicely. I think I want to transform this. Yeah, we will unfortunately not be hidden, so we will get shocked here, but I'm not too concerned. That is really low damage given that we are shocked. Yeah, that's going to be lethal regardless. Kind of an unfortunate turn. Didn't find any strike draw. That's why I like finding hard road trinkets is so useful. Let's get rid of that and that. We are at the point where I'm pretty sure we are just going to... this is going to freeze us. I wish I had kept the crit because I don't want to play that. I should have counted out my mana better. Let's draw that. There we go. Yeah, we are losing a little bit of health as we go through, but it's not a huge deal. Lack of mana is by far our biggest concern, which is why I like the extra mana per turn is so useful. That helps a bit. The guaranteed evasion is also nice, but it does fatigue us. This is also another way to get evasion. It is a strike draw, but I don't love it. I think we just take the mana. The problem is we don't currently have ways to up our max mana, so this is only going to be like 30 mana right now, which is not great. This upgrade is very useful. Makes it generate a lot more mana. The question is, do we cut? I think we got the 100 memories. I don't think we need it. Okay. We are going to go through events here. Draw that. And of course we're going to lose all of our stuff, which is annoying. But unfortunately, the sequencing here does not work out in the order we want. That's really unfortunate. Especially because we drew into... Okay, good. We just still find a strike draw here. Seems you should have lethal. There we go. Love to see it. No, we still prefer the mana. The starting width is nice, though. And I think it also gives starting mana. Yeah, just all around solid. We will sharpen the weapon. We're just going to gather the lingering energy, get the extra item energy. Go here. We may spend a reroll to get Force Special Focus, because it's just extra mana. And yes, it does curses, but like we don't care about that anywhere near as much. We care about getting just extra mana. Do that so we can do this. May as well do all of that. We should need, I think, one more strike draw and we win. Maybe two. Yeah, just one, because we got the crits. And yeah, I think we're just going to take... I don't hate taking another strike draw, but I think mana is a bigger concern for us right at this moment. We can already evade statuses, we don't care about that as much. We don't really care about any of this. But this is far better for us than that, so we're just going to take the Elemental Staff, because whatever. Between these two, I prefer fighting the single enemy. I think it's slightly easier. Transform. I think the focus... I think we can actually probably afford to transform that. No, we won't be able to play strike draw if we play that. I guess the advantage of playing that would have been it would have shuffled in another strike draw, but... Okay, we get to do this. We did not get mana. But we are still in good shape. And yeah, easy fight. As all fights tend to be when you're doing this. Legendary Strike does... Like, we can only play it once. And it does cost a bunch of mana, which is a little awkward. We just take a second resourcefulness. Upgrade probably mana here. Or the Frost Enchantment. Probably just mana. That only goes to 6, which is not super great. Does any of this get to free? No. Alright. This also gives us... That gives us 2 ranks critical, which actually might be worth it. Let's get the extra rank of hidden, actually. I don't know that we need the Phase Grace. That might not be safe, but it'll be fine. Alright, we are going to go ahead and fight the Night Stalker because we can. Probably the freeze item is more useful to us, but... You know, I'm not a coward. Or something. The Fortress and Tough here is a bit annoying, but... This thing starts with frozen, which is obviously very useful to us. And then also we can do this, which will get rid of a lot of that damage reduction. Now it unfreezes. We can go draw this, so we can work on refreezing it. And we just Phantom Call it. Easy. Yeah, we're not taking the Night Stalker Strike. Flood of Insight is very good. if we have the mana for it, which I would like to have the mana for it. This is not bad. That is actually, this helps us with our healing issue, but it's not a huge concern. I think it's probably Mushroom's more valuable. Just getting whatever is pretty annoying. Getting fatigued is pretty annoying. I may get the mana eruption at some point if we don't find extra max mana, which I don't know how you would get. Could upgrade like the resourcefulness. Just upgrade the resourcefulness, sure. Do we have enough extra mana to cut the mana eruption? The mana eruption, if it's only going to be 3, then I don't like it. And I don't know that we're ever going to get it above 3 here. This is not bad. Oh, right, we're not at level 10, so we don't have all the accessory slots. I forgot about that part of things. Actually, is this relevant? It's basically just mana. Am I more likely to use it than I am to crystallize? I think the answer is probably yes. I'm really bad at remembering the crystallize. They cannot have Final Skull. So. Let's go. Stab. Yeah, I guess we can go and do that. Probably should have tried to find another frost enchantment because having easier access to the freeze would be good. Let's see what this does. Alright, that's annoying because that's a double freeze. Just getting rid of things that I think we're less likely to need. I think I transformed that. That is close, but not quite good enough. But we'll still go and do it. Oh, because we do also get a bunch of poison. So now we just need any strike draw, which we got. And we can get Rainbow Focus here, which is very good. That gives us just another source of whatever. Ooh, Duplicitome is obviously very good. We'll take Duplicitome over. I don't have to think about the hammer. I think we upgraded one of the frost enchantments because being able to keep frost rune up is good. Do we have a cut still? We might be able to cut the shadow focus. It's a little risky, but I think we are fine because we have the 2 resourcefulnesses. All right, best we can do is 2 events, it looks like, which is unfortunate, but I think that's the play. We don't really care about any cards from either of these. And I just don't like dealing with this fight because it's a pain in the butt. This fight can also be annoying, but getting that early is nice. Oh, I'm already holding this. I'm very awake. Alright, getting that freeze off is obviously very good because it means that now we can't get got by that. Unfortunately, we can't use this Mystical Torrent usefully. But that should be okay. Right, we now have 1 fewer card that we can draw before we get whatever. Do I do a Duplicitome here? I think so. We know we're drawing at focus, which is nice. Not that we need it, because we can use Final Skull. Final Skull is very, very good for just making your day easier. Just a precarious drop. We can afford to give up some health if we need to, and so far we haven't needed to. think I should just get rid of that at this point. If we do that, we leave hidden, but we guaranteed kill several things. That's worth it. Oh, I should use this to reduce cost to default cost. I forget that that's another part of it, that it doesn't just remove the whatever. Not that it matters. We still have a kill. Ooh, that gives us a little bit of cleanse. All these are solid options. We can take advantage. Here's one where we can take a lot of damage here if we are unlucky or uncareful, and I am never careful, so you get to go pop pop. Probably just transform this twice. Okay, right. We are good. That will not freeze us. Well, I mean, it's not freeze. It will not opportunist us. Go ahead and do that so we can. Wow, perfect. Exactly as planned. I don't hate another Venom enchantment. Start with that, which did not actually find us on our strike draw, but that's okay. We already have Frost Rune, so we're going to go ahead and get Shock Rune, I think. To do this, we can get value. There we go. Turn 1 kill. No, this is okay for clearing out evasion. We don't really care. Maybe just take it and cut it. Don't care about this because we're not playing spells. Don't care about that. Do not care about that. Well, we are fighting. We're fighting Dread. This should be good against Dread. The problem is both these are very good. The Mana Circlet has been a bit of a problem. I think we're going to get rid of the Mana Circlet. I think we do want the extra draw off that, or do we want this to be 0 and give us evasion? We'll do that. Don't really have a cut here. Oh, right, I do. It's the Lonely Shadows, which I don't think we need. Event. Alright, brief pause due to IRL interruption, but I'm back. Happily spend a rest on an extra upgrade. I think we just upgrade. I don't know, having preparation be free is not bad. And extra smoke bombs doesn't suck. Between these two fights, these guys can evade, which is annoying. I think this fight's going to be slightly easier. Get to cleanse. Whomp. Let's go ahead and do that. Unfortunate final draw, but that's okay. I need to remember to actually use the Duplicate Tome. But not on this hand. 2 more Frost Runes set up since we are about to run out. Yeah, we haven't found any card draw trinkets, which is unfortunate. This is also unfortunate. I think we just transform that. Wow. Okay. There we go. Duplitoming this doesn't really make sense. The other thing here, though, is like if we get this kill, then we have to deal with second phase, which is not great for us. So unfortunately, I think our best bet here is to pass turn because we're guaranteed to evade these. Okay, now we're in okay shape. We're probably gonna transform this. I think we may actually duplicate here in a moment. Yeah, let's actually duplicate these two. Oh. Okay, I think we get rid of one of the focuses at this point. And now Phantom Skull will save us. Got to play just raw draw, which is okay. I think that may actually be useful. Not actually better than that. That's useless. This is a card draw trinket, effectively. This is already effectively drawing us cards. I think we're going to cut this. Because Duplicate is very good, but then I have to think. Alright, let's go pick this up. Doing this last so that I can avoid getting got by nonsense. Awkward. How many strike draws left in the deck? I think that was overall worth it. Life Limp's kind of annoying. That's more annoying. It's the only problem we actually draw cards this turn. So we're going to start by doing this because we want whatever in the dropout. Let's get Shock Rune. Are we okay with exploding? I think we have to be. Yep, we get to cause some explosions, which is nice. Yeah, we do unfortunately explode. Yeah, we're gonna take some damage here because we're just not getting amazing draws. Okay. We are going to start getting Frost Rune. We're able to do just a nudge amount of damage to that? I don't think so. We're going to have to just waste a full play on it. find mana. Nope. Do that, just shuffle the draw pile. We also haven't found our cleanse, which is annoying. If we could get cleanse going, obviously our life would be easier. Oh, that is going to lose this health, but is Phantom's Gall lethal? It's not even close. Now is Phantom's Gall lethal? Closer. There we go. So yeah, that hurt us a lot because just bad fight, but at this point I think Divine Wind makes a lot of sense. Gives us access to a more consistent cleanse and healing. And we cut one of the focuses. Yeah. Alright, yeah, getting a bunch of health is nice. And then we will just get temporary buff. It'll last for the rest of the run, effectively. Extra fate chance is pretty good. And we're not using that. Really, I guess we were using it on the torrential, but... Alright. We're going to go for Shock Rune here. It's going to leave me unhidden if I do this, but... Is it worth leaving hidden for? I can get a freeze out here, I think. I could also take this and just hope that the top cards of my deck help. I didn't take a card, or drink it to not draw cards. This actually works out neatly. So we really want to find this so that we can deal with the arcane. Although we do also need a thing to transform. Because if you draw 4 so we're basically guaranteed then to get mana out of this. Not quite the mana we were hoping for, but it is mana. Thinking through like what my best bet here is. Because if I just draw outright with this, we do get a very good chance of... Unfortunately, the Contemplate is the last card that we don't have, because we'd love to play, actually just outright play the Contemplate. This is also awkward. The crucial thing is I really want to play Arcane Spout, because I want to get through the Frenzy. Unfortunately, we do not have the mana then to do other things. And our draw pile is slightly awkward. Madness is annoying. What can you do? Okay, and that'll send it to Invincible, which the annoying thing here is now it is, there's basically no way for us to get rid of that Frenzy. Because this, or there's no way for us to freeze and get rid of the Frenzy. I should have gotten Arcane Rune. Because that will, yeah, do that. But there's a cap of 10 status. Actually, it's worth doing that because, oh, it's gonna die to the poison anyway. so it would have mattered if it had a frenzy turn. MLS is very good, but we aren't built to use it, and it is another strike, so we can't actually take it. Sprite Vigor is fine. I think Sprite Vigor is better than some of the other mana cards we have, so. I think we do upgrade the Sprite stack. I think having that critical is very valuable. Go ahead and cut. It's kind of awkward because like sometimes we're short on mana and sometimes we aren't, but I think we just got the focus. But yeah, our deck is basically just like consists of two things, so. We'll take Shock Rune for whatever it's worth, which is not much. There we go. There we go. Getting that freeze was mostly my goal there. Because now we're only going to get single frozen, which is going to make life a lot easier. Oh, we don't get frozen at all because we have evasion, of course. So that should be this fight mostly solved. Yeah, because we had the marksman, which obviously was a huge damage buff. Let's see if we can find anything with this. We cannot. Wow, we are just not lucky today. Oh, but that'll do. There we go. Easy. This is very good. We'll probably just take that. Don't really need this anymore. But that doesn't really do anything different. We'll just reroll because we've got nothing else to spend it on. That is better than that. Upgrade. I don't know. More Frost Enchantment. And then I think we cut probably the Group Focus is the weakest mana card. Because as we've seen, we just can't consistently ensure that it's online. So we used one Rust, but we didn't actually need it. Which is a pretty good sign. Oh, Thorpe, I'm holding this. I'm an idiot. This is on me. Don't think we need that this turn. I should have done that first. Don't see a reason to let it have a turn one. Could have gotten a lot more damage out of that if we'd saved it, but yeah. Rude. Convenient. Less convenient. Let's see. This is a little awkward because if we draw, yeah, we are now priced into taking this opportunity stack, but we do get the freeze, so. Divinity is nice. And at that point, like, it doesn't really matter what we do at this point. At that point, it doesn't matter what we do at this point. Yeah. Very easy and straightforward. And which is always nice. So yeah, that is increasing stab against outside influence at level 7. So we didn't even have access to everything yet. And it is really just that easy. Yay. May record videos on the other steps if anybody's interested, but I was hoping that would serve as a good example of like just how simple and straightforward increasing stab is. So yeah, see you guys next time. Toodles.